it's Nite, and today I have the second of the two non-live casted games from the winter season final that we just had a few weeks ago. And today I'm bringing you a quarterfinal match between Unknown and Soul. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. The map is Artic Refuge, starting with our green AN commander to the northeast. It is Soul, who is actually changed his name to Emanon. I'm not sure if Soul is actually a clan. But nevertheless, he's opened up with a double air factory. Very interesting opening here. His opponent is the blue 7 commander, Unknowndesire. He's opened up with a double land factory. Now this map is of course a little more favored towards Cybran, so we will see what Soul is going to choose to do here. His build is very good, I want to say. Just the right amount of energy generators, I want to say. And his opponent also similarly, well, 3 is not terrible, but I don't think you need 3 this early on, although it is 230 already. So who knows? I tend to get mine 2 fairly early, after maybe my first 8 mass extractors, and then the third one once I expand a little more. But nevertheless, Soul is going to move on forward here. We're going to build a double land factory. He doesn't quite have the mass for it yet, utilizing his air very well here so far, scouting forward. Unknown already prepared 2 anti-air towers here, but Soul is going to find a way through here. There is no anti-air coverage on this mass extractor here, and I think Soul can probably finish it. Yeah, very nice control. Soul has been very impressive. He has been a newcomer from China to our league and also to the series as a whole. So very interested to see how much better this guy gets, because I feel like he's learning so much, because China is a little bit of a closed ecosystem in Subcom 2, because they can't play on outside networks without VPN, so they've had their own strategies, and you could see that in the first couple of tournaments that he's played. And it's just, I feel like his game just evolved. He was never a bad player. In fact, he's often called a mini Foxtermelon. But I feel like he just improved, and I watched some of his videos, and he's very, very fast. Of course, he turns up the speed on his videos also, but I feel like he's also very, very fast player, and you can just see that with his air control also. Now, unfortunately, here his charges are going to get caught out of position. This is not good for Soul. There's a point defense coming up, which will prevent a little bit of this push, but there's just so many loyalists. This is going to be very difficult to hold. A lot of anti-air towers coming online for Unknown, but Soul is being very, very smart here. He is not continuing air production, and I'm curious to know why Unknown didn't push with these loyalists. I mean, he could have easily ran around and not even cared. These charges would not have done anything to his land force, because there's just so few of them. Soul losing 5 of them early on, that's just not a good position, I feel like. So I think Unknown missed an opportunity there for sure. Now there's mobile missile launchers on the field. Nice control again by Soul, just sending those mobile missile launchers with the shot just covering their retreat. These loyalists now can't really push because there is a shield generator, and loyalists are nicely positioned behind the structure. So this is, again, going to be pretty difficult to hold. I do like Unknown's position, though. He is expanding quite a bit to the top, while Soul is expanding to the bottom. So this is a very characteristic game, I want to say. I don't know if Unknown was taking this game lightly, because I wouldn't think that somebody would come up here and build their factories right here. Generally, that's not a smart idea, unless he really wanted to lock down this expansion. Maybe this is a new build or new strategy that he's trying out, but usually people value their home base a little bit more, so that's why they wall off here as opposed to going up here, and they kind of just rely on good army positioning and good vision to respond appropriately to their opponents that are trying to go around and take out their bases, which is the same thing, the same kind of principle of thought that I think Sol is using here, because he's expanding down here, but he's not walling off here. I think it's much better to have a concentrated base here, especially with shield generate point defenses. Unknowndesire is going to encroach. He's going to try and snipe Sol here, but unfortunately there's just too much health. Sol actually getting a star upgrade on his ACU here. Very nicely done. And that's a nice hold for Sol, actually not losing many units either. He still has 3 of his 4 mobile missile launchers, and I would like to see him start using it. He's making a slow transition into tanks, which are obviously better here going in the long term, is to have a little bit of a mix between charges and tanks, because charges are just so easy to out micro. Well, relatively easier to out micro when you have a lot of units, and also when you have jump jets, it's just so much better to have tanks. Air coming in for a nice bombing run, and again, good control from Sol. He doesn't have a whole lot of planes, but he's utilizing them where he can outside of the range of that anti-air. A lot of land factories going on from Unknown. This is really something I've been seeing from him, is just this massive spam of land factories is his preferred strategy as of late. There's 4 land factories here. 4, 5, so 11, 12, 13 land factories are going to be coming up for our Unknown, or for our Cybern player. There's engagement here in the center. I believe this is a little bit of a mistake from Sol here, as he is going to lose quite a bit of his units, and charges are just not that great when you directly assault them. But I don't know if this was on purpose, but there was a nice split of them, so Unknown wasn't able to jump on all of them at the same time, so that's pretty good. Now, unfortunately, the 13 land factories from Unknown are only matched by currently 5, a 6th one being built, so double production from the Cybern is very devastating. And I'm honestly surprised, because Sol is not that far behind on expansion, if not even ahead. And now that he's capturing some structures over here, Unknown, I think, already realizing this, is going to send a couple of loyalists down here, and is actually going to prompt his engineer to come over here and build an anti-air tower so that he can start expanding there to the bottom. And there's another capture here. Very nicely done by Sol. There's more engagement here. There's bada booms coming out, so we are going to be transitioning into that teleport a little bit quicker, although I would have preferred shields here, actually. Unknown doing some nice micro, but I actually like this. He drew fire on his charges while his tanks really did work, and when you have a close engagement there, the tanks are actually the ones that are going to be doing most of the work, because the charges are just going to be rotating out of control, and they're not going to be shooting the most efficiently. So I actually thought that it was a little bit of a better engagement for Sol there. And somehow it still equates out, even though he's being outproduced 2 by 2-fold. Absolutely insane. Let's have another count for our Cybern commander. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, that's not right. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I miscounted earlier. I thought it was 5 and 5. That's why I said 13. So yeah, it's 12 versus 6, which is still double, but now Sol is building 3 additional ones. He's restarting air production, which in this case, honestly, I don't know how I feel about it, because enough of them will break through this anti-air, obviously, and it's nice to shut down again these kind of pokes by Unknown, who is trying to take down his expansion. And yeah, Sol has a nice lead here in expansions, but somehow he's still getting outproduced. He's prioritizing point defenses, which, I mean, is a very Foxtremellon thing to do, I think, here. But usually when Foxtremellon does it, he has equal production, which is one of the reasons I think during the stream, and we talked about this, is the difference between a really good player using this. And I'm not saying that Sol isn't a good player, but I do think it's a little bit of a mistake to prioritize this many point defenses over more land production when you're getting outproduced 2 to 1. Nice little sequence of teleports here, taking out a mass extractor and a land factory and teleporting back. Very nicely done. Nice bombing run coming in as well. Just again utilizing that space that he knows is there outside of the range of the anti-air towers. And somehow we find ourselves in the 17th minute of a game that I feel like should have been over around the 5th or 7th minute when Unknown had so many more units. Nice defensive teleport from Soul on those shotguns, just a little bit out of range. Doesn't control them quite well enough, although it's still very, very good and well above average for players. This lonely shotgun, I don't know what it's doing. But yeah, and so far not bad from Soul. Unknown has just a ridiculous amount of units, and I think he can structure detonate here if he gets on top of these tanks. I don't know why he stopped. He might not have structure deto. Another bombing run coming in. No split from Unknown, but also no split fire from Soul. Losing a lot of losing a lot of Weeda buffs there, unfortunately. I would love to see some mobile missile launchers as well. A lot of, are these mostly anti-air towers? I don't know why you would do that here. There isn't that much air. And now there is an encroaching attack by Unknowndesire, and he still doesn't want to unit detonate. I honestly think Unknown just... Yeah, I don't know. I would have 100% of the time, I feel like I would have seen Unknown unit detonate there. That makes no sense to me. Oh, this engineer, I completely missed it. And so did Soul. He has been capturing quite a bit of structures here. And oh no, very slowly Soul is going to be crumbling here. Although a lot of production for Unknown did fall, and somehow the armies are still not absolutely out of balance. But you know, one unit detonate, like I'm still not sure why Unknown is not unit detonating. He's getting on top of his opponent, and it's just such a powerful strategy. I'm honestly thinking, I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean to offend Soul, but I think Unknown is toying with Soul a little bit in this game, because I think he's a good enough player to understand when his advantage is you know, when he's up ahead. And I think he definitely knows about unit detonate, and he's definitely used it before, and this strategy is just perfect for it, I think. So I'm very, very surprised that he has not used unit detonate once, even though he got on top of his opponent 3 times. So I don't know if maybe because this was his first game, I'm thinking he's just trying to warm up here. But again, I really don't want to say this because, I mean, Soul played a wonderful game, but unit detonate is just way too strong versus what Soul is doing and how Soul is microing his units. Wow, there's actually a lot of damage done to this base of Soul. Now there's upgrades, there's jump jets now, and now he's going to be doing it. And he's just going to go straight for a snipe here? No, he's just going to go for a little bit of harass. Yeah, this is another reason why I think what I said earlier is correct here. Or Unknown is just playing a super safe game. That is a possibility too. But I wouldn't necessarily strike Unknown as playing a super safe game. Nevertheless, he is going to take out a lot of these expansions. Is going to jump jet back. Going to jump jet on top of that commander. Oof, I actually don't know about this. Yeah, there we go. Finally unit detonate. I think he knew he had to use it there because he was actually starting to get outnumbered somehow. Actually, Soul wins here. Another unit deto. Does take out a good portion of Soul's units there. Another jump jet, another unit detonate, but now there's not enough units to be doing this, and has Unknown completely missed an opportunity here. Oh no, Soul actually lost it. Oh no, Soul is losing a lot of mass extractors here. If it wasn't for that, I would actually really like his position right now. There's still very minimal units for Unknown here, but he has an absolutely absurd amount of land factories. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 land factories for the Cybran player. 17, 18, and 19 are queued up. Absolutely ridiculous. Whereas the AN has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, it's not quite double yet like it was before, but yeah, and see another Unidetto. So now he's using it because he knows he's behind. So I really think this is a little bit of practice mode for Unknown, is my guess. And now he's again equal, so he's not using it. Or maybe he just wants to jump jet out. Who knows? Who knows? But this is a lot of... Yeah, Unknown is just amassing so many units here. Yeah, and Sol is going to lose this expansion once again here. Somehow this engineer makes his way here again. His tank's being sent back. Sol is crumbling in front of our eyes, ladies and gentlemen. He's played a very well-thought game. I think he was floating a lot of mass in the middle of the game, though. It would have been my guess. Nice defensive teleport by Sol. Maybe this is what Unknown was afraid of, but honestly, I've seen him use it so many times before, even against teleport. And look, he's not even microing his units here. Yeah, slowly shutting down everything, and I don't know what is the home base of Unknown. Did he start here or did he start here? It's kind of crazy here. Look at how many. I don't even want to count anymore. But this is like, this is well above 20 factories that he has right now, versus his opponent that is still on like 12. Absolutely insane. Yeah, when you've been up on land production 2-1 for the majority of the game, it is very surprising to me that this has lasted 30 minutes. But then again, Sol did have really good control. Another unit detonate there, and just slowly Unknown is now everywhere on the map, closing in on Sol. And we're going to have a control K from our Chinese player. 1-0 Unknown goes up. Let's see if Sol can bring it back in game 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game 2 on Desolatia between Sol and Unknowndesire. Let's go ahead and introduce the players, starting with our red Aeon commander. It is our player from China, Sol. He's opening up with a double Aeon land factory. Pretty standard. And his opponent is the green Cybern commander, Unknowndesire, opening up similarly with a double land factory. And I imagine both players will be moving forward very quickly to build an additional factory as well. Let's see. Just tanks so far from Sol, so no shot, just shenanigans. Oh, just as I say that, never mind. There will be shot, just shenanigans. It's Desolatia. How can we not have shot, just shenanigans? We have loyalists making their way out for Unknowndesire. But you know, actually, I mean, Shajas are never bad, but I don't know. I feel like on Desolatia, it's kind of easier to dodge, I want to say, if your opponent kind of knows what they're doing. With a low count of Shajas, I feel like it's easier to flank, maybe, especially as a Cybern. So I don't know. I feel like you got to commit to Shajas 100% or not do it at all. But who knows? I don't know. Shajas are a great unit, regardless of how you look at it. Unknown going to be going forward here with his loyalists supporting him. And actually, he spammed up a lot of loyalists here, which would be actually very good against just pure Shaja spam as well. Of course, that late forward factory from Sol is going to yield lower production, especially against Cybern, who went a triple land factory opening, essentially. Is there energy from Unknown? And this is exactly what I mean. You just need 2. Still at 4th minute. He's still producing units fine. He's still expanding. Looks like he's going to build his 3rd one, and I would just say this is probably the correct timing here for this 3rd energy generator. Both players still not pushing out. Nobody is really utilizing this 2 areas for mobile missile launchers. Of course, it's a little easier for Sol to be doing that as an Aeon. But I'm surprised that neither player has really chosen to harass here in the opening few minutes here. Desolatia, I feel like, is just such a good map for that. An engineer is going to be coming, so that's going to be our harass right here. Double engineer instead of expanding here. So for it's going to be quite good for Sol, I think. Although Unknown is going to pull back his engineer, probably going to expand eventually. Probably just using it as radar coverage. Oh yeah, because he still doesn't have radar. That's quite interesting. Does he have an installation on one of his factories? I don't think so. There's also a 4th land factory that I missed going up for Unknown. There's a flank coming online for... No, I think this was meant to counteract this engineer over here. 4th land factory from Sol as well. 5th one from Unknown. And we already again see the Aeon getting outproduced a little bit. Now, 1 factory is not that bad. I've been telling you guys 1 factory is okay. But once it gets to 2, that's a little bit of a different story. And then if it's double your production, that's absolutely insane. That's when you start getting the true cyber spam. Nice again control splitting the charges behind the tanks. I really like that. It's gonna engage here. Loyalists are gonna go in here, engaging directly with the tanks. There's a lot of loyalists here. And I think Unknown just is going to win this here. Yeah, he jumps on top of the Shajas, taking out a significant portion of the Aeon's DPS. A lot of tanks are falling. Sol is in the red here, and he's going to blow up here in game 2, giving Unknown a 2-0 win and sending him to the semifinal of the Winter Circuit Final. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This has been the last replay that I did after the tournament, so everything else was a live cast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in a video very soon. If you're still watching, give a thumbs up to this video. If you liked the video, leave a comment. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you are blown away by it, check out my Patreon page. This has been Nite. Take care and peace out.